Okay, this lesson is actually going to be looking at rhombi, which is the plural for rhombus. And what makes a rhombus kind of special is that it's a parallelogram that has four congruent sides. In fact, we kind of think of it as rectangles versus rhombus. Rectangle is a parallelogram that has four congruent angles. A rhombus is a parallelogram that has four congruent sides, and that's what I really want you guys to make sure that you understand, that that's how we split the special types of parallelograms. And that's why if you look at the hierarchy, you have that split coming down between the parallelograms, whereas the rectangles have four congruent angles, rhombi have four congruent sides. What I'm going to show you today is actually how we go about constructing a rhombus. And this is kind of important because a lot of times when we watch, I'm not sure if you guys are fans of Ancient Aliens or not. We tend to think that our previous civilizations were very inept, they're not very intelligent, they're incapable of master craftsmanship, and that simply is just an incorrect way of looking at our previous civilizations. The difference between them and the way that they're able to create their buildings so precise is essentially due to the fact that they didn't have a measuring tool. All they had was a straight edge and a compass. And when you have those things, you can create perfect shapes without ever having to measure. So what I'm going to show you guys is how we actually construct a rhombus. So a rhombus is a parallelogram that has four congruent sides. So what I need to do first is I'm going to create a circle. And the reason why I'm creating my circle is because all the radii of a circle are the same length. So there's my circle. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct a segment, or basically I'm going to construct the radius, and then I'm going to construct another radius. And there we go. So these are now my two consecutive sides of the rhombus. So if you can imagine just literally flipping this over down here to this side, you would actually see the rhombus take shape. But remember, a rhombus is a parallelogram, which means that my next side has to be parallel to this segment and has to go through this point. So what we're going to do now is we are going to construct a parallel line. And as you can see, it doesn't really kind of go out all the way, so I'm going to kind of stretch that line out. And what's kind of neat is that as I move this point around, you see that that line automatically stays with it, and so it keeps it nice and parallel. Now, the fourth side of this rhombus has to be parallel to this segment and going through this point. So now what we're going to do is construct another parallel line, going through that point, parallel to that segment. We now have and this little four-sided shape, this quadrilateral, is our rhombus. And now all I gotta do is construct my segments. And then I'm going to hide everything else. Hide all my extras. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we now have created a rhombus. And I can make my rhombus different sizes. Okay. But one thing I want you guys to notice, again, is if I went forward and measured all my sides, you'll notice that they are all the same length, and that is by construction. If I actually went forward and tried to make a segment that was exactly 7.47 centimeters, I wouldn't be able to do that. And so this is actually out of construction. We make this perfectly, basically perfectly straight, and we have these nice, wonderful sides that are the same. So that's the basic concept of a rhombus. It is a parallelogram that has four congruent sides. And I don't know why I can't select that one, but oh well. Okay, so there we go. That is a rhombus. In the next video, we're going to talk about some of the cool properties of a rhombus and what makes a rhombus very special.